Rodney is in Hawaii. And that's where he is right now and where he has been for most of his adult life. So it's quite, yeah.
All right.
Good. Rodney, we have a lot of people here that you can't see. We can all see you, and they're anxious to be able to congratulate you for your induction into the Rome Floyd Sports Hall of Fame. And it's well deserved. So it's great to see you.
All right.
Yeah.
And your name?
I'm Bob Berry, and there really is a group here. You're not just looking at me. I just didn't call you at random. Rodney, during his time at East Rome High School, he played a pivotal role on the basketball team, helping the Gladiators to the 1970 state championship title. During his senior year, he averaged more than 20 points a game and out to earning all-region and all-state honors. To me, probably the most telling accolade was that he was named the all-classification basketball player of the year in the state of Georgia, the number one player, regardless of size of school in the state of Georgia. He signed a scholarship at the time with Dalton Junior College and immediately helped them to turn that program around. His performance led him to being named All-State and All-Region in both his freshman and sophomore seasons. He scored more than 1,000 points in his two-year stint and helped lead them to a 34-2 record and a number 2 national ranking in his second year there. After that, he signed a scholarship at the University of Hawaii, where he was a 2-year starter and averaged 10 points and 6.5 rebounds per game. What a life and what a career. And we're not going to ask you to bounce a basketball, but what we are going to do is ask Andy Akins, whom you remember, of course, come up and say a few words.
Rodney, he took my speech, okay? First of all, I want to say what a great job Lindsay has done here. She had to take over a couple of weeks ago and put this together, and just unbelievable, really. Just a great job. Also, for us people of age a little bit, I think maybe this podium needs to move down there next to it.
We're getting a Stairmaster.
Well, yeah, something. I just want to say, it's been my privilege and really my honor to have known Rodney for the last 60 years and to have been a teammate of his at East Rome and at Dalton Junior. After he left Dalton Junior, he went to University of Hawaii and led that program. And then I became a really great intramural player at Berry. And great is an overstatement. But Rodney, people that don't know Rodney, he did not start out as a great player. I mean, people think, oh, athletes are born that way. Well, they're not. And all you athletes out here know that you have to work for everything that you get. I hate to hear somebody say, oh, athletes are, born. They're not. And Rodney is a great example of that. When he was Fletcher Parks, a good friend of his and mine, he grew up with Rodney, told me great stories about him. But Rodney really didn't play a whole lot of basketball as a young person. His family and Fletcher's family would not let them go a block away from their house. So they would play basketball over at your house or at Fletcher's house. And, you can only get so good. Fletcher's about 5'1". Now Fletcher was one of the greatest players I've ever played with also. He really was. And a lot of people, if you ever saw Rodney play, and probably not many of you did, but he was probably the most dominant player I've ever seen in a state tournament. Bob talked about it, but he dominated that state tournament. Nobody could stop him. Nobody even came close to beating us because of Rodney. And better, and got to play that year varsity. And then next year got better because of his work ethic. It wasn't a secret. He worked at it. And then his senior year, of course, he exploded and just took over. And again, as he was the AJC's #1 player in the state of Georgia, which is unbelievable. He just dominated in junior college also. It's been my privilege to really be his friend over all these years. And it's been my honor, really. And it's really my honor to welcome you into the Ron Floyd Hall of Fame.
I'm going to call up the coach just in a minute.
And before Rodney gives his acceptance speech, he wanted our high school coach to come accept his plaque for him. Coach Joe Kingery, who we won state championship, and we wouldn't have without this man. Probably one of the greatest basketball coaches ever. Should be in the Hall of Fame. Okay, I've said no. All right, Rodney, it's all yours.
Well, looks like we have the same barber, Andy. Here in Hawaii, the word aloha has two meanings. One is hello, and the second one is so long for now. It's been an honor to be a member of the Ron Floyd Sports Hall of Fame 2024 class. But due to some health issues that are out of my control, I'm unable to celebrate with you all at this time. But believe you me, my thoughts and everything is there with you as we speak. First of all, I would like to acknowledge and thank Coach Joe Kingery for his faith in me and religiously working with me on my development on and off the basketball court, and giving me the confidence that we needed to achieve what we did. Coach Kingery had come into my life and had me shooting over brooms, mops, you name it, just to develop a mid-range jump shot, as well as everything that we have done. You know, winning the state championship would not have been possible without Coach Kingery. He was very, very, very keen on talent, and he knew what it took to go all the way. Second of all, I'd like to thank my teammates, Fletcher Parks, Andy Aiken, Larry Strickland, and the deceased Earl Wilkerson and Guy Wardlaw. These were intricate parts of our puzzle that helped us do what we did and achieve what we did achieve. Third of all, I'd like to thank the East Rome student body who stood by us and believed in us and saw us right down to the very end. Last of all, I'd like to thank my parents, Mr. and Mrs. Harold Aldridge, and yes, they did not let us out of their sight. They wanted to keep us on the straight and narrow, and sometimes I felt it was like a prison sentence. But in the end, it all paid off. I love you, Mom and Dad, and I miss you. Again, Mahalo nui loa. In Hawaiian, that's thank you very much. And aloha. Best wishes until we meet again.